So we were over hanging at Joe Nate's house while he was working on this Foxbody. We decided this car would be the perfect candidate for our new clutch cable, quadrant, and everything else from Hanlon Motorsports. This is going to be more of a how-to video, but we've had a lot of questions about it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into it.
Andrew, what you think? It's going to buzz right off?
Hell yeah, dog.
So we always get a lot of questions asking how you set up your clutch quadrant, clutch cable, all that type stuff. So we're going to address it in this video. We've got a package here from Hanlon Motorsports with all of the goodies in it that we're going to need to get this thing back going. So if you don't know, I'm over at Nate's house today, and we've got a car over here that actually needs a clutch quadrant, cable, and everything. So I'm going to go through the process with you. It's a huge shout out to Hanlon Motorsports for sending this stuff over so that we could get this video done and put out for you guys. So we have our under dash quadrant right here. And this is, I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's a 3-hook quadrant. And those are the ones I recommend. If you have the option, go ahead and get those. Brand new clutch cable right here. There will be some modification to this cable. I'll show you guys that. And then we have our firewall adjuster. Now this is all that you're gonna need to get your car set up properly. And look at this, guys, an actual clip that goes on your clutch cable down at your bell housing. So they also offer these. Now I don't think that comes as part of the package, but you can order these from Hanlon. So when would you need to do this? To be honest with you, it's just a good idea to do because under the dash is a plastic quadrant. And check this out. It's broken. And yes, it does have a cable on it. That makes this car a perfect candidate for what we're about to do. I'll do my best to get you some footage from under there, but I can't make any promises. So let's start out under the car, and what we're going to do is remove the nuts that are on this adjustable clutch cable so that we can then pull the cable back through the fork. Now, if you don't have an aftermarket cable like this, you're probably going to need some help and get somebody with a crowbar or something to pry on the fork to release some tension so that you can then get the cable off the fork. Once you do that, you're going to want to move under the dash, remove the cable from your quadrant, pull out the 2 clips, the 2 pins that are holding that plastic assembly in, or the metal assembly if you have an aftermarket setup like this and maybe you're just changing it out. You can go ahead, pull all the plastic pieces out or either your old pieces and get ready to install your new stuff. Now I don't have a clip of me actually installing the quadrant. Something happened with the camera here, but pretty easy. There are 2 studs that stick up, and what you're going to do is put your quadrant over those 2 studs. You'll see how it goes. Put your washers on for your spacing and go ahead and pop your clips back in. At this point, pull your cable over the top and lock it into your last hook or whichever hook you choose. Most of the time you have some type of retaining screw in your firewall, so we're going to go ahead and remove that. Ours just happens to be Phillips head. Alright, so after you remove your clutch cable, if you're going to replace it, go ahead and replace it. Like I said, we'll probably just go ahead and reuse this just so that we don't have to unbolt it right here. But I will show you a modification that you're going to have to make right here. Either way, even if you do use the new cable. So you're going to at some point find yourself running across this issue, which is this piece right here is held in by these little tabs right here at my fingernail. And these tabs need to come off, whether you're just pulling it off an existing one or you're putting on a new one. More than likely, you're gonna have to grind or cut those tabs off. So I'll show you real quick like how I do it, and then we'll move on. And after that, you want to go ahead and grind all of the tabs smooth. All we did before was just grind enough to be able to get the metal sleeve off. Grind them all smooth afterwards. That way it'll slide into your new firewall adjuster nice and easily. So you grind your little nubs off and just slide this on. So slide it over the cable. And now that you've ground those off, look at that. This thing can move freely. If you go ahead and screw this down, it'll give you more play. And from here, you just push everything right into the firewall, flush, just like that. These can be tricky. because of all the washers and everything else to get the proper spacing. So these 3 hooks give you different levels and amounts of throw, if you will. And I always go to the outside hook. The furthest hook away from the Firewall is one that I choose to go to, just because it gives you more throw. Now, people have argued this and argued this. All I can tell you is I talked to the man himself, Andrew Hanlon, and he agrees. If you can, go to the outer hook. Now, there are exceptions to where you might want to use the first hook or the second hook. But for us, I've never used anything but the 3rd hook. I'll show you right here what happens with these. See how these teeth are stripped out? That's what happens to most of the stock pedal assemblies. Now, these things are self-adjusting. That's why it has teeth on them. And for the longest time, they worked great. But as time goes on, they become hard and brittle, and stronger clutches just require a metal quadrant. Now we can adjust from up top. So let's try that. See, if you have play right here, you can just quickly adjust it like this. And you do want to have a little bit of slack in here as well. You don't want to tighten it all the way up. And then we got to find some screws to go in these holes. You don't have to put all 3 screws in here, but you do need to put a screw in here just so this doesn't vibrate around. But that's pretty much it, guys. That's the install. Truth be known, Andrew had to get under the dash for me and get that second piece out that goes to your Quadrant.
Kind of just got to pop it around and then get the screwdriver in between the spring and work the spring around. With enough curse words, you'll get it.
Yeah, it'll come off. Most of you guys aren't going to be dealing with stock stuff anyway. I mean, that is rare these days, but yeah, anyway, it's all done now, and I want to talk about adjustment. The way we think of adjustment is basically you either adjust under the, on the cable or on the Firewall. But there's a second part to this that a lot of us don't ever talk about, because typically 99% of the time you never have to do it, and that's your pivot ball stud. So the stud that's inside of your bell housing sometimes will be out of adjustment. Somebody's either turned it or it's worn out or whatever the case may be. So adjusting the stud longer actually is going to give you more throw. What you want to do is get the majority, the bulk of your adjustment out from underneath the car. So go down there and get the majority of your slack out, but I would leave a little bit. Like I said, you want to have it to where you've got a little bit of play like this, right? And then all you're going to do is just come in and adjust this, and that's it. Your Quadrant under the dash, like I said, I recommend you put it on the 3rd hook unless you have a reason for not doing that. I know there are some cases, but I'm going to be honest with you, I've never ran across one where I need to be on the 2nd or 1st hook. Maybe if you have a shorter cable for some reason, but it's more of a balancing act than anything. So huge shout out to Hanlon for sending this stuff out. This car needed that very thing. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. And as always, thanks for watching.